What's up, everybody? Today we're going to take a look at all things golf south of the Turnpike and in the Eastport area. So there's several golf courses. If you've watched any of the videos leading up to this on Well Point or any of the other areas, you would know I've pointed out several times there's going to be so much golf going on here. So this course is the Woodlands Championship Golf Club. Bear with me, I'm still a little under the weather. Obviously, you can hear it in my voice. This course, you can play long. There's different options with the tee boxes where you can play long or play it a little more fair, where you can do a little less challenging. And this will be the first championship golf course done after the Shady Brook golf course, which is called Shallow Creek, and the one, it's actually in Moultrie Creek, that golf course, which is already up. There are people on that course already. We'll take a look at that later. You can see this one's coming along quite nice. They have a lot of the green coming in. It's going to be a beautiful area. They left a lot of the old oak trees, or as many as they could from what they say, with the development around the outside of the area. This is just northwest of the Eastport area. You can see downtown Eastport in the top right, or you could right before we pan around. And this whole area is coming together. So this is just south of the Well Point neighborhood. They used a lot of the limestone rocks that you can see down at the bottom there. There's going to be some great views. You'll see a little bit of that later as we start making our way around. And a couple hazards that I would like to point out as well. There's a lot of water in here, which is, they do have water obviously on other courses, but there's just water surrounding quite a bit of this. You can see the bunkers are in, and they have a lot of this done. Now, this is the eastern side of the Woodlands Championship Golf Course. They still have a lot to go on the east side, which we'll be looking at in just a couple minutes as well. The watering is underway. So they soak these areas, especially the way the weather has been the last, week or 2 weeks almost now at this point. It's been kind of a cold winter and dropping down into the 30s. And from what I've seen is they tend to water this a lot during the day so the sun warms it up and it doesn't freeze and kill the grass. Especially, I think sometimes they'll leave them on overnight. And I could be wrong. You can fact check me on that if you will. But you can see a lot of progress is being made over here south of Well Point. Almost said West Point. South of Well Point. They are talking about a lot of water, trees, opportunity to take chances or not, and then them utilizing that field stone, like I said, where you've seen the limestone, which is native to this area, especially in Sumter County. They have that big quarry just north of Middleton, and so they got a lot of that from this ground when they purchased, and then they used it to line the banks. You can see some of it up there in the top right. Again, water in a lot of these tee boxes, trying to get this stuff to seed in. They will probably have this place done in, I would say, by the beginning of summer, maybe June, because they do have Well Point pretty close to completion, I would say, and you have the Well Point Rec Center in place. And once they start doing some of that, you will see the golf courses finishing up. Here's a pretty good overview of the entire course. This is looking just south of Well Point as well. So the downtown Eastport area would be in your top left. And then you can see here the eastern side of this Woodlands Championship course is it's underway, and they are moving dirt, and but it's not even close to how done it is underneath Well Point there. as well. So some of the cool obstacles, or I guess I wouldn't say obstacles, but terrain for this course are the couple bridges that they have for golf carts to come over. And you can see there's one here, and then we'll fly through the trees and you'll be able to see the other one as well. I really like these. I think it's a great use of the surrounding nature, and they do a great job of cutting these trails through the trees and showing off some of the natural beauty from these areas. This used to be just a huge cow field south of the turnpike, and what they've done with it is pretty amazing. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the Live Oak Pigeon Putt. This one has 18 holes. It is an 18-hole pitch and putt course, and this is on the east side of Wellpoint and just south of the turnpike. It's like if you look straight, that is Sawgrass Grove in that area, and St. Catherine, and it's actually just south of the, I forget the name, Okahumpka Service Plaza, which is literally just north of this. You can see people are actually out here and utilizing this pitch and putt. There's always quite a few people out here enjoying it. It looks like a nice time. It's right along the side of the Wellpoint area, like I said before, and looks like a nice course, completely finished by this point, and it's always exciting to see people out there enjoying it. They're happy that they made it. The last one we're going to take a look at on this northern side is the Laurel Oak Executive Course. This Laurel Oak Executive Course is a par 29, with the 5th and 6th holes being par 4 holes, which is kind of neat. Most of the executive courses are par 3s because they don't have a lot of space, but this one's a little more open, and I think they planned it this way. This is on the northern side of the San Tropez Recreation Center, which is going to be one of those bigger recreation centers in this area. You can see the Southern Oaks Bridge up there in the distance on the left-hand side. That's where you can jump on the other side, and it leads you right into Sawgrass Grove area, Case and Hammock, and also Southern Oaks Championship golf courses on that side as well. Here you can see that limestone again on that side, and that lower left-hand corner that we're flying over right now, that is that San Tropez Recreation Center that I was speaking of in this area. It's looking pretty good. I'm impressed. So this is the Bel Air Executive Golf Course. This is a 9-hole course. You're also in this area, you're going to have the Central Lake Driving Range and the Central Lake Teaching Academy. This is all just south of the Eastport downtown area, southwest. There's in the Central Lake Driving Range, you're going to have 45 hitting bays with targets out there. There's bunker shots for people, and they want an introduction to golf for beginners, basically. So this course is all par 3s, and there's a starter shack, obviously, for with a putting green, retail shop, and where you pick up range balls for the Central Lake Driving Range, which is just off of the Eastport downtown. You're going to see that Central Lake Driving Range here in just a minute as we fly to this side. We're going to fly around these trees and go through the trail here. Another beautiful area. When the sun sets in this area, it looks great. You can see the Eastport Hotel there in the distance. And then we're going to wind around these trees, and we're going to go through to the driving range here so you get a peek at that before we check out the last golf course on the south of the turnpike. At this time, there's also 3 that I'm going to talk about. So here's that driving range here. Those oak trees right there on the right, that is the center of the driving range that you will be hitting into, right down that whole area there. What a nice spot. The last one that we will take a look at today, not that I will talk about, but that we will take a look at, is the Shallow Creek. This is a championship golf course, and this one's been done for quite some time. It's just to the west of Moultrie Creek, in between Moultrie Creek and Middleton. You can see the stadium there on the right-hand side. These houses are actually Moultrie Creek. So you can see how green this area is. You have boosters, sports bar and grill here, and then it's a 18-hole course. This is a par 70 with 6 par 3s and 4 par 5s. Boosters bar and grill. They talked about the beautiful views, obviously, at like when the sun sets out here, it looks amazing. And there's that clump of trees on the left-hand side of your screen. That's actually an eagle preserve that they have. There's if you want to do this course, they recommend that you practice your putting because they have challenging greens. So this is the last course that they have, or that I'm going to show you. However, they did announce they are going to do 3 more courses are coming in this area, but they're all on that eastern side. That's where dirt is being moved around. You have 2 more executive golf courses, Beauty Berry Executive Golf Course and the Honeysuckle Executive Golf Course. They're both going to be, if you look up in the top left, that's where they're going to be, out in that area. And directly east of Wellpoint and east of the Southern Oaks Bridge, you're also going to have Meadowview Championship Course, which is southeast of the bridge with 27 holes, and they're waiting on some things to get started on that. They are moving dirt around and things like that as well in those areas. A lot of golf in this area. I talk about it so much. There's just so many courses that you can choose from. There's 3 championship courses, and I think 4 or 5 executive courses in this area, and just a lot of things going on south of the Turnpike. They're talking about this area probably going to end up being the middle of the villages as a whole. So that's kind of interesting. At Eastport, everything they keep saying, I don't know if you've noticed, but all roads lead to Eastport. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one.